Hi friends, this is Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today we are back. We are going to be doing a year-over-year review in my EveryDollar account. So this way, you guys can see where I started from. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing below. My name is Tracy, and I've been on a debt-free journey since June 15th was the first time I created a budget, 2017. So I hope everybody's having a super fantastic day. If I seem distracted, it's because I have some updates I need to give you guys regarding like my debt payment and stuff like that. And I'm going to try to put it at the end so I can stay focused on get this first part, what I'm supposed to do this video about. But these past 5 days, I want to say since Friday, this past Friday, it has been a whirlwind of things just happening. So it's one of those things, when they say if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. It went wrong. So let's get started. So we're looking at November 2020, and this is all what I project to happen this month. I don't see a lot of this happening for the rest of the month, but we're going to get started anyway, right? So my beginning income is $55.71.92. I want you guys to remember that. And you guys know about like what I save as far as sinking funds. I do Christmas subscriptions, my clothing, and insurance. And the reason why I'm going over 2020 first is because when I take you to 2017, you're going to see the big difference between the two. And if you've watched my previous videos when I reconcile my budget, you're going to see I didn't do those things back then. But I wanted to show you that because I know a lot of people see me do things today, but don't understand that they feel like they're doing something wrong, which I don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. I feel like it's a learning process. Excuse me, it's a learning process, and everybody has to refine things to make it work for them. What I do may not work for everyone. So I just want to put that out there. But you'll see I have $275 set aside for my utilities, 70 for my phone, 110 for internet, and 990 for my rent. So my housing as a category right now is $1,445.95. Food for this month is $375. Transportation is $150. And so I'm looking at this little graph over here that tells me how much everything is. So like my lifestyle, $317.99, insurance and taxes, $124.40, and then my goal was to put $2,697.17 to my debt. But I'm going to talk to you guys about that because I'm not going to be able to do all of that because of some things that's popped up. But we're going to stick with the positive things. But so you see my debt, and it's just my student loans right now. So let's go back to November 2017. And to kind of give you some context, back in November 2017, I was in FPU. I would have been wrapping up right before Thanksgiving, and I'm just learning. Don't really know what I don't know. And it was something else. So from my full-time job, you'll see that I was making $4,489.90. But I actually received $4,489.68. So you see how I didn't reconcile that from my side hustle. I haven't done anything like this year, but I used to do what should I call it? Merchandising. So what I would do is I would go into different stores, depending on what they want me to do, I would merchandise that item or items. So when Fred was in business, I would actually go to different Freds, not the ones in Memphis. I think I did Memphis right before Fred started closing down, but normally I would go to Mississippi, other places, smaller towns in Tennessee, and over in East Arkansas. So I would go to different stores and I would merchandise the movies that was in those stores and this little ball rack with the hula hoops and stuff that was all in there. But from side hustling, I made $428.10. So how I looked up on that. I think I was Googling online, and I found field agent, survey merchandiser, and there was one more, Easy Shift. Easy Shift back then was what I could get the most opportunities doing, and that was kind of ad hoc. Whenever they would pop up, I would reserve it and then give myself time on my lunch break, make a little bit of money here. And when I say little, I'm like $6, $7. But because of how, in cities, grocery stores tend to be clustered together, so I could get to several grocery stores and get back to work on time and not have to worry about anything. Back in 2017, I started a moving fund because while I was in class, I was able to get my emergency fund at $1,000 saved up, and I started a moving fund. The apartment that I was living at, it was pretty dangerous. It was pretty dangerous, and I wanted to stay there. It just wasn't a tenable situation. I mean, outside of my car getting totaled, there was all kind of nonsense going on. I mean, I remember one of my neighbors' van getting shot up one day. It was crazy, and so I had to move for our safety because I barely slept when we lived there. So, and you can see back then living there, my rent was only $660. And so that's why I wanted to make that work, was because it was so cheap. And so I think I'm paying about 1400 in housing today. But look at this, back then it was only $1,183.62. So to move to be in a safer area, it cost me more money. But the peace of mind, I remember the first day we got here, it was so quiet and everybody just went to sleep because we weren't sleeping over there. But you can see the difference. My utilities were like a lot cheaper. I set aside 140 and I only had paid 114.61. It was a 3-bedroom apartment, but it wasn't upstairs and downstairs like I live in now. It was just one floor and I was on the bottom. And you can see there was $25 that I did not spend on utilities, but because I didn't reconcile that, I lost that opportunity with the $25. So I spent it somewhere. I just didn't put it on my debt or anything like that. So that's what I mean by a lost opportunity. I could have used it in a different way, and I didn't. Back then, I was paying for our cell phones. I think I had a lease on them or something like that. And so my cell phone bill was like 267.74. And I looked it up, figured out how much it cost, and I ended up paying that off probably in 2018, getting all that taken care of. So that's why my cell phone bill had dropped. So when we needed new phones in 2019, we each saved up for our phones and paid cash for our phones. So I don't do that anymore. So that was a habit that I dropped back then. I had I spent 6208 in gas for my car. And see, that's $6.61, but I planned $68.69. I have no idea, but I know I was learning to use this software and stuff, but still have no idea why. Here was when I was putting $30 into the car maintenance fund. That was relatively new to me, to saving up and having some money ready for my car. I think that's when because by this time I think I had gotten into another car because my other car had been totaled. And so I did not want to be caught off guard as far as having to fix things and stuff like that. So, and last year I budgeted 390, not last year, November 2017, I budgeted $395 for groceries and I actually spent 357.35. We're going to look at some other categories because I want to show y'all some shenanigans that I used to pull, but it's $37.65 was what I didn't spend. And look at all these trips. So I used to go to the store all the time. And I can't tell you why I would choose to go that many times. Because I'm not really, I like going to certain stores, but not grocery stores. Restaurants, I spent $32.88. And that ain't even true. That money is somewhere else because I spent it. $8.33 at McDonald's and $24.55 at Checkers. I bought some for everybody if I spent that much at Checkers. And this is probably the last allowance that I gave my youngest son. He started working that particular month, that same month. He got his first job. Been working at the same place ever since, but never had to hear from him as far as like him needing money. My subscriptions were $9.83, but I had set aside $10.45 for him. But you can see I didn't reconcile that 62 cents. Just kind of left it hanging. For some reason in my head, I thought that was hidden savings, but that's not the way I work. It's not the way my mind works. I did used to have a gym membership. Didn't go to it. Household and repairs. I believe this month, November 2017, I was in FPU, and I think almost everybody in the class didn't use cash envelopes. I was one of the few who used cash envelopes. I think I was trying to see if I could go back and start using my debit card again. That wasn't a good idea. But I found out, this way. And so this is all the stores I went to. Like, look at this. This is 2 Krogers in the same day. What was I doing? Like I can't even, and I can't remember yesterday. So, I don't remember all the little details back then. And laundry, $43. So, what was going on there? I used to be very, very, very picky with my laundry. And I used to log how much I spent on the washers, how much I spent on the dryers every single time. I don't do that anymore. I just break the 10 and go with it because I've gotten my pattern down. I know what day to be there, what time to be there, so I can get to the washers that's going to cost me the least, but get everything clean at the same time. Personal care. I had personal care. So yeah, I used to go to European Wax Center, and that $20 was the tip. I think I had a wax pass back then, and I had already bought that. And then my pocket money was $167.19. And so you can see in here, there's some restaurants in here. So you see McAllister's in here. I was at Walmart. I don't even know what I would have been doing. Garmin, that would have been the watch I had at the time. Because I used to run, even though I don't look like it now, but I used to run. And so that was for my watch. The band used to break all the time on me. And I was at Dollar General. I was expecting to see more food places. I got something off of Amazon, so I wonder if I got a book or something. I was in Family Dollars. I don't know, Amazon Marketplace. This definitely seems like a book. And then a U of M football game because sometimes at work I can get free tickets to a University of Memphis football game, and they're good tickets too. And so that's probably me eating. And my coworker has he tailgates, so I could get food for free because I technically did eat with them, and then I ate when I got in the stadium too because I'm greedy like that. I gotta stop doing that, but I keep saying that, but I know I like to eat. But let's scroll down. So you can see my health insurance. Then I had the family coverage. Today I only cover myself because my sons cover themselves. So that's why my health insurance is so much cheaper today. I had a life insurance there. My auto insurance was a little higher. It was 105.88. I think it's like 92 now. My renter's insurance was 25, and now I just paid for the year. So I think I'm paying about $18 a month. I paid $219 for the year. And then of course I had the bank fees, which took me up until last year to finally call them and stop that. So now let's look at all my debt. Here is all the debt. All of that is what I started out with. I think I had paid off Target while I was in FPU. And back then I thought I was going to leave. Even when I paid the debt off, I was going to leave it out there, but I didn't. Anytime, CashNet USA. Anytime I want to know if somebody's really, really going through something, I check and see if they have anything like that. Because I was paying for a car that I had fixed. I had gotten a bonus in 2016. My car broke the exact same day. Broke down. Paid for it, used all of my bonus, paid for the fixing of that car, and then got it back 2 weeks later. It breaks down again. I had no money, and so I was just like desperate. Logged in online, found CashNet USA, and that's what I did. I would tell anybody, don't ever get yourself caught up in those, because the interest rate is so freaking high. I remember having to call them and say, hey, you won't process my payment for 2 days. I know what the interest is per day because I've been calculating it, but I can never meet it because you wait to process my payment. I've already paid X amount. Will you forgive this interest for these 2 days? And they did. It's such a system that keeps you caught up, and anybody who gets caught up in that, it is hard for them to get out of it. Very hard. So I do not. My student loan payment back then was $423.74. So it looks like I paid $449. And you see how I didn't update this planned amount? So how is this? I had some shenanigans going on. And at the same time, I was still not fully following the Dave Ramsey process. I was paying my debt, and I was trying to pay the lowest ones, but there were some that just irritated my soul, and so I would give them more. So Walmart was one, that Walmart charge card. I wanted that one gone as quickly as possible. It had a really high interest rate. Chase was another one. I think my payment should have been like 30 something dollars, but I was giving a little bit more. I paid 65, and then for some reason for Citi card, I was only paying 10 on that one. And I'm trying to remember. There's a story behind Citi. When I was trying to get on my feet, I feel like they were the ones that gave me the hardest time, so I did that on purpose. I didn't even care. One Main Financial was the one that I actually called, and they worked with me. So I got some of these other ones off, like CashNet USA and Walmart paid off, and then I was able to just chunk and pay that one off. Amazon, I paid them 50. First Premier, paid them 50. I had two. So if you're looking down here, you're going to see 2 car loans. There's a story behind these 2 car loans. The first car loan, this is a car that got totaled. I did not have gap insurance when that car got totaled. So that person had to pay their expenses and I had to pay my expenses, which I still feel was unfair because that boy ran that light and hit me. But I didn't fight it. And so that was that car. I was paying off what was owed. And this one right here, the car loan number 2, this is for the car I actually have today. This is the one I actually paid off in 2019 for 402. But that's pretty much all the debt that I started out with. And so you can look at this and you see, like, I should have reconciled that and changed that to 40194. I didn't reconcile all the things. So did I really even out? Did I really keep an EveryDollar budget? Did I maximize my money? What was going on? So this kind of leaves like a very vague picture, but you can see how much money I was making back then, which is about 1,000 less than today. So we're going to jump over to November of 2018. And if I could find it, for some reason, I don't know what the word November looks like. Today's been a day. I'm going to make that a separate video from this one because this one's going to get long. But yeah, so November 2018, I made $5,978.97. I was still auditing at that time. And for my full-time job, to make $5,500 back then, I had to have gotten paid out for my on-call time. I'm a salaried employee, and so when we work on call, we get paid time off. We don't get compensated for it. So, but when my manager found out that I was going through FPU and I was doing this program, he was like, if you do the on call time, if you want to be paid out for it, just let me know. And so this was one of the times when I did the time, but I didn't take off. And then he made sure I got paid for it because of the workload that I had also. So I had a very tough workload. I still do, but it's not as bad as it used to be. But you can see I've increased the number of sinking funds at this point. Before I had like just the moving fund, but now I got Christmas. I had my taxes so I can set aside and pay for the taxes on the side hustle that I was doing. My medicine, subscriptions, my clothing, and of course my cushion. And so I must have spent some part of this and put part of that cushion back then. I am not sure, but you can see I'm still in the same apartment because I actually moved in 2019, April 2019. Hadn't moved yet, but I'm getting close to it because I think by this point I'm getting fed up. And so my housing is down to $1,099.58. But you can see my cell phone had dropped down to 161 and 61 cents. At this point, I was not asking my sons for any kind of money. I was trying to make sure that they got themselves straightened up first before I started adding bills. And it was something that I thought they needed because all they had to care about was just their expenses. And one of them wasn't quite acting right. You can see my cable bill was 141.97, and I had dropped cable a long time ago, so this is really internet. And it just kept inching up with Comcast. Just kept inching up, or Xfinity, or whatever the name is. And so for my gas, 78.64. So what was my transportation at that point? $108.64. So I was still doing $30 to my car maintenance. I upped my car maintenance because of Miss Robbie on YouTube. She told me to up it because I wasn't setting aside enough, and that was the best advice ever. Now let's look at my groceries, y'all. Ooh-wee. I spent $511.72. And what did I do? I remember taking the money out, what I was supposed to have gotten in cash, and I was still using my debit card. So I wasn't doing the right thing all the time. It was suspect, and especially holidays, my birthday, Christmas, all the time. Those are the months when if I'm going to go a little bit off the grid, that's going to be the month that I'm going to do it. It's going to be November and December. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And then restaurants, $86.12. So Happy Mexican, that looks like something, since it's 11/27, that's something that I went and got for the three of us. Pyros, I remember doing a team activity and spending $14 there. And then I also took out the cash. So you see, like when I say double dipping, I was double dipping big time. Subscriptions, and you saw the gym, and so miscellaneous gifts, 159.84. So I must have did some Black Friday shopping. And I'm not sure if I got anything for myself. I remember Barnes and Nobles picking up some things for my son. George R. Martin. I think that last book came out then, and I saw it and got that for him. But I stuck to the $45 with the household, wasn't doing anything crazy. Laundry, took out the 45 then. But my pocket money, yep. Back then it used to be $80, and I still went shopping. I laugh because I just can't believe it. But you see what I was doing. It took time. It took a lot of time. a lot of time to straighten out the little kinks and knowing what my triggers were for shopping. And I love November and December because, my birthday's in November and Christmas is in December. I'm going to go nuts. 120 still for the boys. That's always been coming out. That's an automatic thing. My health insurance is 250/20. I think I was getting to the point where I was like, yeah, they can pay for their stuff. I wanted to make sure my youngest was working for a year. And at this point, he was working for a year, and I couldn't change it until January of 2019. Auto insurance had went down a little bit from 105 to 99.85. Renters insurance stayed the same. And of course, I had my bank fees. And this is all the debt that I had left. And I say all like those student loans and a whole bunch of them. But no, I had my credit card. So I had the Chase credit card. I had the car loan. And then I had my student loans. And so I was paying off one of the many student loans that I had. And that big balance I had then. And you can see back then my starting balance was $87, 120, $87,122.01. I don't know why I can't do numbers. First, it was the other day and now it's today. It's been one thing after another, but yeah. So you can see all the payments that I was posting back then. And that's when I was really in the groove. I paid off all those small wins and I had those quick wins under my belt. And so I felt really good, really good. I think, but by this time, am I under 100? Idiots, it's about 90 something. So I'm getting close to under 100 at this point. And that was the goal in 2018, was just to get under 100,000. But I had to break so many habits because being single, you don't have anybody to correct you. And that's why the channel came into being. Was I didn't see anybody who had that 6-figure debt. I saw like a couple of people, but I think by a certain point they stopped posting, and so I didn't have anything to look at and look forward to. But November 2019, you can see my total income was $6,000, but I had a refund check from my car. I paid it off, and I think that was for the gap insurance. I learned my lesson. I get gap insurance now. My pay back then was $5,045.92, and I made $526.50 auditing. And normally that's hitting like Kroger's, Walmart, Target, any of those stores. My favorite store to go to, honestly, is probably Walmart and the healthy stores. I can't remember the names right now, but like Whole Foods and them. They're always super, super nice in there. They don't give you a hard time. And you can see all of the sinking funds I had then at this point. So you can see my sinking funds grew over time. I didn't start off with a big list. I started off with the ones that were a priority. And by that point, I'm here in this apartment. And so I didn't need the moving fund anymore because I was like, I'm staying here until I get out of debt. And I've been rocking and rolling ever since. I don't have a lot of wiggle room either, so I can't do all the stupid stuff I was doing before. So my housing, total housing, $1,455.25. So you can see my rent is $990.95. And so I signed a 2-year lease. So in 2021, that number is going to change. My internet at that point last year was $144.15. Cell phone, my portion was $62.15. So you can see from 2018, they weren't paying their cell phones, and I'm pointing because their rooms are that way. But now they're at this point in 2019, they are paying $100, and they never gave me a hard time. You can see my utilities was $258. So we'll see how my utilities are this month. And by this point, I'm at $75, and that's because I had started a channel and I got the feedback from you guys. So when I can make the changes, I do try. I will be honest that sometimes if I have habits, it's really hard for me to break that habit because it's in my little pattern, and I do well with patterns. When you change those patterns, I don't do so well. But I do listen. I do take that feedback in, and then I try to work it into the process if I can. Now, some things I know, like somebody wanted me to consolidate my student loans. I knew, and I know right now, if I got to look at $40-something thousand as a total balance, I'm probably going to get deterred. But when I look at one and say, oh, this one's $5,000, I can do that. That works for me. That works for me. It works for my brain. But you can see $66.95 on transportation. So I wasn't driving a lot. Or I was auditing, but I was doing the merchandising in Memphis and not going outside of Memphis, because when I go outside of Memphis, you can suck up some gas. Groceries, $3.75. So you can see I'm back with my cash envelopes and none of the shenanigans. And that's the improvement that coming to YouTube has been for me, having a channel, having you guys check, behind me when I do the weekly check-ins. That's the benefit to this. It's because I really did stop. I mean, it was 500 and something dollars in groceries in 2018. All that lost opportunity because I took the money and then I swiped. So what did I spend that cash on? And I have no recollection. Older I get, I don't remember anything. So my whole lifestyle was for 14.49, and I upped household to 50. Laundry stayed at 45. My pocket money was 196.50, and I remember giving myself extra money for my birthday. I remember doing that for myself because sometimes I have a hard time sticking within reason. It's like I'm either going too far and giving too much or not enough. So it's just like this pendulum just keeps swinging back and forth, and I'm trying to stay right in here. um, my health insurance had gone down to 113.44. I got myself, now I'm just covering myself, but I was still at the what they call a Cadillac plan because I had to cover all the things. But yeah, so life insurance was $11.78. And that's because my income had gone up. But I have another policy that's through my job, period. So that's why I don't have it today. Auto insurance went on 198. And renter's insurance had went down to $23.25. And I put $3,087.65 to my student loan debt. So yeah, so you can see how my income has been steadily growing. And even though it doesn't seem like it's growing today, the $5,344.92 is what I make without having to sell back my on-call time, because I'm on call right now and I'm going to use that time in December, because I'm telling you, these people are wearing me out. If one more thing break, I'm going to lose my mind. But that's my income. But I've had 2 promotions. I've gotten several awards, pay increases. I've just been huffing it, and I've been trying to put that energy into the job that's going to actually pay me for the effort, which is my full-time job, and I actually happen to work in the area where my degrees are in. And so I'm still struggling when it comes to certain things. I'm still struggling to recognize that I am doing better than what I was doing. You saw all the shenanigans and stuff. I am doing better, and it's hard for me to accept that I am doing better. Is because I know where I almost put myself and my family through by not taking care of my business and not paying attention and giving up on budgeting, because I think I've tried budgets over the years several times, and I would get frustrated because I would always go over in groceries, and it was because I would set the most impossible grocery amount so I can lay in other things, and I would blow that budget and I wouldn't look at it again. I wouldn't try it again. And I think I'm very thankful for Dave Ramsey. I'm very thankful for EveryDollar and going to FBU, getting that motivation, hearing that I can do this. Even though I'm in my 40s now, here I still can do this. I may not be where somebody who's starting in their 30s, somebody who's starting in their 20s. I may not be where they will be at my age, but at least I can be as comfortable as possible when I do get ready to retire, and I'm thankful for that. So I said all that. So now y'all want to know what happened to me. I have a lot to reconcile when it comes to the sinking funds. I've had to replace my brakes. The I don't know what these things are called. They call it rotors or something that clamps down. I had to replace the front two. That was Saturday. That was almost $2,000. And then Tuesday, I go outside, my back tire is flat. Um, what else? Today, I went to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. I knew I needed some work done. And I'm going back tomorrow, so that's $900 to get a root canal and a couple of fillings, and that's just on this side. We ain't talking about down here or over here. I forgot how my treatment plan is gonna go, but I'm gonna get one pulled, get a implant, and so they got to do some work that's gonna need to be done, and so that's coming up. So what does that mean? I'm going to use up my FSA. I've swiped it so they can take everything off my FSA for 2020. And then I'm going to use that up as I go back for my visits. And then I'm going to need to come out of pocket, probably the second visit and the third visit. And I think the fourth visit's not going to cost me anything, but the fifth visit. And so it's about another $1,500 outside of my FSA by the end of this year. And so that's going to make my debt pay off. It's going to change things. But when I do my pay debt with me video, I'm going to pay off one of the student loans. I'm not going to be able to make the payment on my other student loan. I'm going to just go ahead, put that money aside to get what I need to done. Get what I need to get done just up here. And then I have to save up the rest in December. So that changes up everything, and I'm sad. But the reason why I'm having to have so much here is because I didn't take care of it when I should have. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get this taken care of. And I don't want this side to get worse. So I'm just going to go ahead and do as much as I can. And I wanted to let you guys know ahead of time the part I didn't see, because, I had the money in the medical. I didn't see that the car with the brakes, the thingamabobs, things that clamped down, because they had to be fully replaced because they were locked on it, and they didn't have the squealers or anything. So I didn't know until Friday when I went to pick up those Samaritans purse boxes or shoe boxes. Something was wrong until Friday, and I took it in Saturday. So I didn't know that was going to happen, and then I didn't foresee what this side had gotten worse. So, but I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. So that's going to slow me down, but hopefully I'll be balancing all next year, trying to get all the work done that I need to have done for this. But I wanted to let y'all know ahead of time. And I got an estimate somewhere. I think I left it downstairs with all the treatment plans and stuff I'm going to have to go through. I'm super, super sad, a little bit frustrated, but I'm okay, because if I hadn't been doing this, I could see myself in dire straits right now. So not happy, but I am blessed, and I need to look at it that way and cut the crap and just not be all down and out. But I'm going to do the best I can. The YouTube money, anything I earn on YouTube as far as from the Google AdSense that you guys help generate, I'm going to put that on the student loan debt. So I'm going to save from my paycheck for my grill. Is it called a grill anymore? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to stop babbling now, but I did want to let y'all know I kind of feel really, really bad having to change everything up, but I didn't want you guys not to know why I wasn't doing the things I thought I was going to be able to do right now. But anywho, y'all have a super fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening, and I will talk to y'all on Saturday. Y'all pray when I log off I don't start crying or flipping out. Probably flipping out. But I'm going to get it together. It's going to, this too shall pass. It happens, right? And I will talk to y'all later. So, bye.